Alright, welcome back to another video with yarn as a second language, and this video is the easiest and quickest crochet beanie pattern that I could think of. I really wanted to share this with you all, especially the beginner crocheters. I think some of our more seasoned crocheters that watch us, this might be fairly easy for you, but you know, if you want something that grows quickly, that you got to bust out real quick, this is also a really good pattern for you as well. So I want to make this video as quick as possible, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so just one more thing. For all of you Rue fans out there, this is what Rue is doing right now. She's outside in the run, or outside in the yard, chasing her ball around, doing her morning workout like we always do. So, and as you can see, she's in her Santa outfit. And I didn't think she'd like it that much, but she's actually taken quite fond of it. So there's Miss Rue for all you people who have to have your Rue fix. All right, so back into the video. So just to show you guys a quick finished project of what this will look like, here's a very small hat that I used or made. I think my son can probably fit this. So this is kind of what a finished project will look like. And I actually made one for my mom, much bigger size, and this is what it looks like. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So for today's video, I am using this Big Twist Twinkle yarn, and I kind of am addicted to this yarn. It's pretty cool looking. And I will be using a 5mm crochet hook, or H if you like the letters. So first thing first, let's go ahead and just make our slip knot. And since this is for the beginners, if you know how to do a single crochet stitch and you know how to do a half double crochet stitch, this won't be any problem for you. But if you don't know, we do have a tutorial on how to do a half double crochet stitch, and I'll put it right here for you guys. And that will kind of help you teach you how to do the stitch. So first things first, we got to make our chain. Now for this video, I'm only going to chain, I'll do about 20. But for a hat this size, this is the one I made for my mom, I believe I chained 35. So that kind of gives you a gauge. I made this one for myself and it's a little bit bigger, and I chained 40. But make this video as quick as possible so you guys can get creating. I'm only going to chain 20. So go ahead and do our chain. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so we have our chain. Nice and simple. I will zoom in for you all. There you go. So, first things first is, for the first 5 chains, we're going to do a single crochet stitch. And this will be the top of our hat, okay? These first 5 right here are a single crochet stitch, and then we will go into our half double crochet. So we will skip the first chain and go into this second chain, okay? So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there we have our first 5 single crochets. And now we're going to go into the next chain and we're going to start our half double crochet, okay? So you yarn over, go through the chain, pull through, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and you pull through all 3. That is your half double crochet. So again, you yarn over, go into that next chain, pull through the yarn, so you have 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3. And we're going to do this all the way to the end of our original chain. And again, if this is kind of difficult for you all, it is okay. I guarantee it will be second nature to you very quickly. Probably by the second row you guys get to, you'll be breezing through. And since it is a half double crochet, it does grow fairly quick. So we're just continue on. Almost to the end, we just got a few more, and we're gonna go all the way to the end of that chain. Grab some more yarn here. Don't you guys love it when the yarn just easily comes out of the ball? Well, it's not, mine's not quite there yet. All right, so as you can see, I got to the end of my row. Now it is a good idea to count if you like, but you really don't have to count too much for this. When you're going towards the string, you know you're gonna go all the way to the end, just to make sure you don't skip any chains. The only thing is when we come back, and I'll show you in a second, the last 5 chains, we have to do that single crochet. So we're going to chain, we're at the end, so we're gonna chain 2. And we're going to turn our work, okay? And we're going to skip those first 2 chains that we just made. And we're going to, this is the only place where we're going to go into the full chain. So that spot right there, we're going to do a half double crochet into that chain. So you see the V. We're going to do the same thing, pull through. So you have 3 in your 3 loops in your hook, and pull through all 3. If I can get it. Let's do that again. Let's try that one more time. My yarn kind of split open. So you go through that space right there and go through all 3. So that is the only one that we're gonna go through that space. The other ones, we're gonna go in the back loop of our chain. So you see our V right here. All right, there's that V. We're gonna go in the back loop only. So our hook's gonna go in that part of the yarn of our chain, okay? Now the reason why this first one, we go through the entire chain, is because it's gonna give you a nice straight edge. And let me tell you, ain't nothing more beautiful than a straight edge. So we're gonna continue on with our half double crochet, but back loop only. See, back loop. Same thing, pull through your yarn, go through all 3. And we're just going to continue on to our next chain, back loop only. And we're going to continue to do this until we are 5 chains away from the end of our row. So when you feel like you're getting closer, and if you're not counting, and I'm not counting, I probably should be, you just want to make sure you're 5 away. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got lucky. So the last 5, we're going to do back loop only, single crochets, okay? So there's 1, there's 2, and 3, and 4, and last one, 5. So we are at the end of our row, and you can see it has grown. This is just our second row, and it's grown that much. So you can see where the single crochets begin. and that's going to be the top of our hat, okay? So once you get to the end of your row, like we have here, you're going to chain one, you're going to turn your work, and just like we did at the other end, we're going to do a single crochet into that hole, the entire space right there. And again, that's going to give you a nice straight edge, okay? And then it's the same thing. The next 4 are going to be back loop only, single crochets. So back loop only, that's 2, that's 3, 4, and 5. So we have 5 single crochets, and we're going to jump right into our back loop only half double crochet. And I'm sure you have guessed, we're going to go all the way to the end of the row. Now, one thing you want to be conscious of is your tension. You don't want this to be too tight, and you don't want it to be too loose. Just find that happy medium and just try to keep the same tension throughout. So as you can see, I am getting to the end of our 3rd row here. And we're going to do just like we did before. Once we get into that last chain, we're going to chain 2, turn our work. So I'm at the end here. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, go ahead and turn your work, and we're going to enter into that. We're going to skip the 2 chains that we just made, and we're going to go into that 3rd chain. We're going to yarn over, go into the entire chain, and do our half double crochet. As you can see, that's creating that nice straight edge. And after that, we go into our next chain, but you guessed it, back loop only. Get some more yarn here. So I believe you all probably have the hang of this. And like I said, I don't want this video to be any longer than what it has to be. So I'm going to get to the end of this with you all. And then we're going to speed this thing up. And I'm going to bust through this. And I will show you how to stitch the hat up together and finish off the top of the hat. And you will have made, let's see, make sure I'm right there, 5. Remember that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our last 5 is going to be our single crochet. Back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, there you go. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work. We're going to do a single crochet into that first chain, the entire chain, and then the last 4 back loop only single crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so here's what it's looking like. So what we're gonna do, let me go ahead and center that for you all. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna play some nice music for you guys, and I'm gonna put this in fast motion, and we're going to bust through this. All right, see you guys at the end. Oh, I'm sorry, I should tell you, what you wanna do is, it depends on the size of the head that you're making it for. It's gonna grow like this. So once it gets to the length that it can wrap around your head, that's when you know when to stop. I would like to give you guys how many rows it usually takes, but it really just varies. So just, I know for the hat I made for myself, let me zoom out, it was about 18 inches wide. So, and my mom's hat was about 16.5 inches wide. So that'll give you guys kind of a gauge. So go ahead and just make this hat as long as you'd like, and I'll meet you guys at the end. All right, so we are almost at the end of our last row. As you can see, well, let me finish it real quick, and we'll take a look at it. So I'm gonna finish our last 5 half double crochets. Then we'll take a look at what we're looking at, or what we're looking like, I should say. All right, so your hat should be looking like this right now, okay? With your 5 single crochets here at the top and the rest being half double crochets. So that's what it's looking like, and as you can see, the little technique gives us nice straight edges. So to finish this off, you want to end with the half double crochet, so towards that tail that we made on our beanie. So after you've finished your last row and making sure that the circumference fits your head, we're going to finish it up. So what you do is, after you make your last half double crochet stitch, there we go. So the tail's going to be on this side and your working end's going to be right here. And all you're going to do is you're going to hem these up together. So that first stitch right there, I'll move that tail out the way. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so we're gonna grab yarn, pull that through, and then we're gonna chain 1. Okay, so then we'll go through the next. There. There. Pull through. Chain 1. And what I'm doing is I'm going through the back loop of our next chain. If I can find it. There we go. Going through the back loop, and then I'm going through the entire chain on the other side. We'll pull through, basically a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 1. And we're going to do that all the way till we get to the end here. So I'll just show you a couple more times. We're going to go through the back loop, then go through the chain on the other side, slip stitch, chain 1. All right, so go ahead and finish that up, and I'll meet you guys here at the end. All right, so I got just a couple more here. I'll finish it up. All right, so once you reach the end, we'll just cut the tail off here. And just fasten that up, make that fairly tight. And this is what you're looking like, okay? So what you will need next is your tapestry needles. Let's see, I'm gonna get me a short one here. Since my hat is fairly small. All right, and at the top of our hat where the 5 single crochet is, so you'll want to thread your needle. You just want to just weave in and out. I usually like to start where that tail is just so I know where to end. And just at the top, right here, you just weave in and out. And I like to stick to the very top of the hat. That way when we pull it together, it just looks nice and neat. So you just go all the way around till we reach where that tail was. That's how we know where our starting point is. We are about there. So there's my tail. So we're now towards the end. So I'm gonna make that last stitch in there. Take your needle out. And we can go ahead and cut the end that's connected to the ball of yarn. And we'll take those two ends and we'll just squeeze them together. All right. And we'll just make a knot. And when you pull this knot, that hole right there will close, just like that. So you just make sure that's nice and tight, and just make you a couple knots. 2 or 3 is usually good enough. And what I like to do is, that tail that we had, I'll just make a knot with all 3 of them, just to secure all 3 of them together. All right, then we can just cut. And ladies and gentlemen, all you gotta do is weave in that last tail there. Flip it inside out. So here's the top of your hat that you made. And mine is very little. I'm sure yours is much bigger, but this should be what it's looking like. And just flip it up for a little brim. And ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is our half double crochet, quick and easy beanie. And now I'm pretty terrible at not putting pom-pom on it, but it will look a lot better with a pom-pom in my opinion. But if not, I mean, the top looks very good as well. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this helped you out, please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out quite a bit. And comment down below, let me know what you guys think about this pattern. Hopefully it is easy for you all, and thank you for watching.